Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 88. A Start to Home. Everyone lapsed into silence as Toothless's voice trailed off. Hiccup saw a thoughtful look cross Gida's face. He watched as Shadowfire paused for half a heartbeat before he resumed eating some fish. Hiccup realized both knew something about the poem. Hiccup wondered if Ombra had told them the same story. "Toothless," the Queen said, "thank you for providing that tale." Toothless tipped his head. "You are welcomed. I, for one, did not believe it when I was first told it. The elder of my hatch nest would give the tale to the young when they needed to be occupied. Given that the nest had not been housed or had been around humans for many seasons, most in the nest just believed the tale was created solely to keep hatchlings and fledglings still for parents, needing a small break." Toothless looked to Hiccup. "Then I met my brother, and we flew in the skies just like my ancestor was said to have done with his rider." The head changeling elder chittered softly. "It might be helpful if you all take a flight and visit your old nest, young Toothless. Now that you know humans and dragons can fly like that tale said, you could ask the nest elders for more information. That could aid you in finding out what is the power the young alpha holds." Hiccup smiled. "We had been planning on visiting anyway. Toothless needs to see his family again. I have been away for far too long, and I want them to meet my brother and my alpha." "Then please eat, so that you may return to your own nest and prepare for such a trip." Hiccup noted the young princess seemed to wilt as her mother finished speaking. Hiccup gently nudged her. She looked up at him. "You okay, little one?" "You leave soon." Hiccup placed a hand on the top of the princess's head. "We'll be back to visit. Your father says he has much to teach me, and I'm sure your mother has much to teach Astrid." Hiccup paused and smiled. "And how about this? Come spring, since this winter is a bad time to fly, especially for one so young, if your parents are okay with it, why don't you come and visit my nest? The hatchlings that are there would be old enough to play with you." The princess blinked and then looked to her mother. The Queen smiled. "Of course you can visit, daughter." The princess squealed and nuzzled into Hiccup's frame. She pulled back a heartbeat later and nuzzled against Astrid. Hiccup chuckled as he pulled his belt dagger and set about readying the shark to be cooked. They left the changelings not long after the shark was cooked and most of it eaten. The parts they could not consume were wrapped in leaves from the stone and placed in a bag Gida carried back. Hiccup could see the mage had snow and ice swirling around her hands as she held the bag. He frowned, resolved to ask her later why she would do that. His gaze turned instead to his future queen. He had not forgotten, even with Toothless's story, about her reaction to the princess informing everyone about Astrid's purr. As he had vowed sitting there, no more would things be left to fester. "Toothless," he said, "hover." Toothless immediately did as Hiccup asked. Stormfly, flying beside Toothless, shifted to a hover as well. Meatlog also hovered and turned in the air to face Hiccup. Shadowfire, however, snorted and dove to fly under the hovering dragons. "Son?" Gida asked. "Alpha wants to talk to Lady Alpha," Shadowfire said, raising to be level with Toothless and the others after passing them. "I'm going to that sea stack until he's finished." Hiccup chuckled. "How did you know?" Shadowfire snickered. "I am not blind, my Alpha. I saw Lady Alpha's reaction to the princess's story." Gida snorted. "Come along, Fish. Meatlug, let's give our Alphas a moment of privacy." Fishlegs grinned and Meatlug chortled before following Gida and Shadowfire to a sea stack that would be out of earshot, but not out of sight of Hiccup, Toothless, Astrid and Stormfly. Hiccup waited until they landed before shifting in the saddle and pointed to a closer sea stack, still in sight of their human chaperones for the trip. Toothless and Stormfly landed upon the sea stack. Hiccup dismounted. Toothless padded away and laid down. When Astrid dismounted, Stormfly moved over and sat down next to the Night Fury. Hiccup faced Astrid and saw her frown. He smiled and cupped her cheeks. Astrid's eyes closed as she nuzzled into his palms. Hiccup leaned over and kissed the tip of her nose. Astrid's eyes snapped open and then narrowed. Hiccup grinned. Why were you so upset over the princess saying you could purr too? Astrid grimaced. Hiccup placed his forehead against hers. Why, Astrid? Hiccup, you saw the dragons for what they are, not what we thought them to be. You connected to them. The purring, the power in your soul, those are yours. I can't take that from you. I won't take that from you. Why would you being able to purr take that from me? You won't be the only one anymore, Hiccup. You're special. You're not what we thought earlier. You're more. I can't take this from you. Hiccup took a deep breath. Astrid, he whispered. All my life, I wanted to be a Viking. To be known as a Viking. Because if I was, I'd belong. I'd have a family. I'd have a tribe. Hiccup covered Astrid's lips with his own when she opened her mouth. He pulled back a few heartbeats later. No more apologising, my love. No more guilt. That's over. That life is done. I am a Viking now. I do belong. I have a family. I have a tribe. I have a nest of humans and dragons. I have you. Hiccup, if I have this purr, you won't be the only one. I don't want to be the only one with this, Hiccup whispered, cutting her off. I'm happy the princess said you can purr too. You are my equal in all things, Astrid. All things. Hiccup kissed her again, this one still soft so they did not break their chaperone's trust, but no less involved. It also lingered for more heartbeats than it probably should, but the dragons did not interrupt. Hiccup pulled back and stared at Astrid. Together, Astrid, he whispered, we'll learn what this is and what its true purpose is together. And together, my future queen, we'll use it to better our nest. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Called it! Friggin', he's a king and he wants his queen to know she's his equal. Oh my god, I love that. I like that fish sort of grinned as they flew away. Cheeky. And I like that Shadow was just like, nope, I can see where this is going. I'm outing. Love it. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals and non-binary pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.